Hello everyone, I'm here again today. It's the second live stream I do in a day. I wanted to start 10 minutes ago, but I'm using Windows for this. Hopefully I won't be using Windows that much in the near future because I bought a new Mac Mini M4 for these things, so I will be using that instead. Okay, why are we here today? Because we're going to let me show you something. Let me show you the screenshot. So we're going to try to replicate one game that I used to play a lot with my brother a long time ago, 1991. The game is called Gorillas. It's this game right here. So basically the game is about throwing this two gorillas throwing bananas at each other. You have to enter an angle, and then the strength, and then you have to this little arrow in here. This red arrow indicates the wind, so the wind can be blowing against you or in your favor. So you have to consider that. And, well, the goal of the game is basically destroy your opponent with a banana. If you throw the banana in a way that hits your enemy, he will explode. You can also destroy the buildings as you go. Here in this case, boom! Oh, nearly there, but didn't. So we're trying to rebuild this game because it's very basic. It's not super complicated. We're trying to build this game using AI. I'm going to use different tools. I have to tell you, I have already tried doing this with Gemini 2.0, experimental, and a lot of crap, a lot of errors. So I'm going to try to do that in a way that all the code is in a single page and also in a responsive page. So it has to somehow adapt itself when you resize the screen. So you can, for example, put all the code in one single page and insert it in your blog or whatever you want using an iframe. But first, let's make it work because that's challenging enough. So in my case, I tried to use, or I suggested to use P5. P5 is a JavaScript library. We're doing this with JavaScript, by the way. P5.js. It's a library that makes things a little easier. So there's a bunch of things it offers, so we don't have to take care of a lot of things. It abstracts a lot of the things we need, like drawing stuff and managing the canvas and animation and so on. So we're going to use this. And we're going to start with Gemini. So the reason I'm doing this video today is this February 2025. And I'm sure you've been hearing or reading about a lot of people claiming that AI is going to take over, that developers are going to lose their jobs, and so on and so on. That is not true. It's not true today, and I don't think it will be true in a few years' time. But why is it not true today? Because AI is not ready to do that. Yes, you can, with one prompt, generate an application, a very simple application or a game, but there's many caveats, many things that make it complicated for mass adoption. So the first thing is when you generate an application with one prompt, yes, it gives you the code, but if it doesn't work in the first attempt and you try to rework it in a way that it works, it's a total mess. So AI right now is good at giving you something, a big chunk of code, but then if you need to change that code, it's a mess right now. I don't know how the state will be in a year's time, but as of today, it doesn't really work well. The other thing is, imagine you have a company and you have a real product, you have something that you're building, and you have a team of developers. So if I'm a developer in a 5-people team and I'm talking to the AI and I'm building things, it's helping me, it's giving me big chunks of code, and I'm putting this code in the repository using Git, for example. The rest of the team cannot really interact with me because I'm having this one-to-one conversation with the AI. It's giving me very big chunks of code, and if it's hard for the AI to change things for me or to fix things for me, imagine if we bring other people into the thing. So, and that's not how it works in companies. In a company, it's not my input alone. I have to, somehow work within the team. So everybody has different inputs about everything, not only the code, but how things should be made. So it's hard, to bring AI right now. Yes, it can help you autocomplete code, for example. It can give you templates, for example, but you cannot work one-to-one to build something on your own because the rest of the team will be somehow left out. So yeah, right now it's like one-to-one, okay, but bringing the whole team, not that much. And if we consider what I just said before, that making changes to an already big chunk of code is complicated because AI starts breaking things. So maybe it gives you a full application and just one little part doesn't work, but then when you ask it to fix it, it changes everything, or things that were already working, but for some reason it goes back to parts that were already working, and then they stop working. So it's a big mess. Anyway, and also it's very hard for companies to really know, to gather the requirements, so and explain that to AI. I don't think we're there. Maybe, I don't know. Right now, I don't think we're ready for mass adoptions within companies. But this is a very big topic. I just wanted to give you my overall impression as of today. So let's go and try to do something to replicate this game. You've seen the video already. There's maybe I'll put this on the comments, but if you search for QBasic gorillas, you can play online. So if I click in here, also I found the source code. It wasn't very difficult. It's public. So this is QBasic. It's a very old version of Basic. In here I can play. So if I press F5, press any key. So I'm going to say, so this is Luis and this is AI. So I'm going to be playing against someone called AI, but I will be playing both players. This game doesn't support playing against the machine, but in our case we're going to implement that. So how many total points? Let's say 3 points. Gravity, default. No, let's not. Well, yeah, let's watch the intro. Why not? We're not going to implement the intro. All right. I'm guessing it's making some noise. I cannot hear anything. Okay, so this is the game. Basically, I have to choose an angle. I'm going to say 45, and the wind is blowing against me. So I don't remember if it's, so the strength, if it's 1 to 100, or if I can just go crazy and put 5,000. I'm going to say 100. Let's see what happens. Woo! Okay. So not that much. Maybe the angle should be like this, and then I don't know, 80, for example. Ooh. I came off screen. 45 didn't work before, it won't work now. Let's say 60. Hey! What do you think? No. I think 60 is the sweet spot for the angle. The wind here is playing on, no. Yeah, it's complicated. 60, and then, I don't know, 80? I just want to hit the other guy before we start implementing. When you hit the sun, you see the face of the sun. It's like, it goes, whoa. 60, 50. Okay, this is taking too long. Let me just one more attempt. What did I put before? It was 80. Let's try 90. No. I'm really bad. I spent hours playing this with my brother. Oh, I just realized you're not seeing my screen. Ha! Sorry about that. So this is what I was doing while you were watching my face. I was entering an angle, velocity. Too far. 60, 70. Okay. It's going to hit him. I wonder why the wind doesn't change. 60. Let's try the same with this one. No, too far. Okay, gotcha. 75. Yes. Got it. Okay. So, well, this is the game. This is how it works. Now we're going to implement it with AI. Okay, so let's go to Gemini and first say, okay, while I do this, I'm going to explain how I personally use AI myself to do coding. So the first thing I wanna make sure is that Gemini knows what the QBasic game or the Gorillas game was about. So I'm going to ask, do you know about the Gorillas game? I'm going to specify MS-DOS Gorillas game QBasic 1981. I already know the answer for this. It knows because I already queried about this. Yes, I do, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, and I mean, the video game is pretty well known, and you can play it in many pages. I know there's JavaScript versions already out there, people who really spend time coding them. So I'm going to say, so in my approach normally, instead of just asking for code right away, what I do is, can you write a prompt? No, not yet. Can you summarize the game's rules? So what we're trying to get is specifications, like very clear specifications. We're going to turn that into an XML prompt. I will explain why XML. And then we're going to use that prompt in different systems. We're going to take it to Lovable AI. We're going to take it to Replit. We're going to use it as well in Visual Studio's Copilot. And we're going to use the same prompt in here, in Gemini. So, okay, so these are the rules. Let's review the rules. 2 players, once against the computer, or a player against the computer. That is not actually true. In the original game, there's no playing against the computer, I think. There's only, because I just played in here, and I didn't find any option to play against the computer. Let's see if that is true, or maybe I didn't see it, but I don't remember playing against the computer. Okay, let's run it. Okay, to hit your opponent, blah, 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 but can I really play against the computer? In here, it says name of player 1, default player 1, it's going to be me. Then, if I don't say anything, it will be player 2, Yeah, you cannot play against the computer. You only play against each other. So you play with some other person. But in our case, we're going to change it. We're going to change that rule, and it's going to be possible to play against the machine. Okay, the goal is to hit the other gorilla with a banana before they hit you. Yeah, that's correct. Each turn, players adjust two things: angle, velocity, and then players need to take into account distance, how far away the other gorilla is. Yes, gravity, wind, and then the first gorilla to be hit by a banana explodes and loses the round. The game can be played for multiple rounds, blah blah blah. In the original MS-DOS versions, players use the keyboard to adjust the angle and velocity. That is correct. Okay, good. So we're going to ask Gemini to create a prompt explaining how the game works. We will modify the part where it says that that two players play against each other. In this case, we only want to play against the machine. With that prompt, we'll take it to different AIs and we'll paste the result of the resulting code, and we'll put it in here in a single page. Oh, the other constraint that we're going to add to the prompt is that the whole game should work, the whole code should be in a single page. So we'll take P5 library from the CDN, and then we'll have the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript code all in one page. So when we have a final working version, we can put it somewhere publicly available, and we can embed it with an iframe. So that's the goal we're pursuing today. So you see, in this case, it is good because we have very specific instructions. We have requirements that are known. And also I have something else. I have a screenshot of the application. Where is it? Oh, it's in my desktop. So I have a screenshot somewhere. Let me check what it is. Here. So I have a screenshot, and I'm going to instruct the AI to make the application look exactly like in the screenshot. So there are some elements in the screenshot. So we have the player names on top, the UI to enter angle and speed are also on top. Then we have the score. We have the gorillas on top of the buildings. We have the sun in here, and we have the score right here at the bottom. I'm not sure if we can make the same font, but we'll try it. We'll see which AI gets closer to the original version. The other thing we will do is that we will provide, along with instructions, we're going to tell the AI that the whole original code is in here. So any small detail, like for example, you've seen in the game when the banana hits the sun or goes over the sun changes its face. So everything should be in here. The source code of the whole game is in here. And although this is a very old language and it doesn't exist anymore, the AI should be intelligent enough to understand what's going on. You can actually treat it as pseudocode if you want. Anyway, we have the source code in here. We'll add it as part of the prompt, but not at first. Let's see what the AI can do without this, being this specific. Where is it? Here. So we'll put it here, and we'll save it. If the AI is not giving us a close enough version, first, as a first hint, we'll give it the screenshot, and then if we really cannot get what we want, then we will give it the source code, and we'll say, hey, this is the whole application. Please adapt it to JavaScript using P5. Okay, so let's go and produce the prompt. The prompt is going to be XML format. So please, because I say always please and thank you, even if it's a robot, in case someday they control the planet, and they will remember who was kind to them. Please Please generate a prompt in XML format explaining the rules of the game. So let's start with this, and because I don't expect the AI to know exactly what I want, so this is a first version. So with this, I will copy it, I will go to Visual Studio, and in here I'm going to add a mega prompt XML file. I'm going to paste the XML in here and we'll work with this. Okay, so as of now, it's not really a mega prompt, it's just a prompt. Okay, so game rules. I'm going to get all of this. One second. So I'm going to create a node called, sorry, this keyboard is not normally my keyboard and it's not, what's going on? Where is the symbol? No. Really? What's wrong with this keyboard? Why cannot I have? No. Okay. You know, I wasn't prepared for this. This keyboard, I cannot get this symbol. Seriously. Oh my God, I so hate Windows. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so dirty trick. Okay. Oh my God. So game. No, I'm going to call this mission. And obviously I cannot close it either. Oh my God, I don't know the binding for the keyboard binding for this. Okay. I'm going to accept this. I'm using Copilot, as you see. It just finished what I was writing. Copy code. Okay, mega prompt. No. So we're going to call this gorillas. Description. We're going to build a game based on the provided rules. Yeah, we'll extend that in a minute. Okay. All right. This is not going here. Okay. And all of this is all right. So we have a we will provide a prompt. We don't need this actually. We'll save it. Okay. So mission, name gorillas, description. We're going to build a game based on provider rules, then game rules, blah 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 blah. We can remove this. It doesn't add anything. Objective, to destroy the opponent gorilla by hitting them with explosive bananas. Good. Gameplay, turn-based, true. Okay, here's where we need to adjust. Okay, so action, adjust angle, blah, 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 blah. We need to tell, yeah, true, but turn-based, it will be one player or one human player against AI. Okay, against AI. Actions, action name, adjust angle. Okay, that's correct. Physics, gravity true. I don't know if we need this format like this, but okay. Projectile, explosive banana. Environment, yeah, city, city skyline static. Okay, winning condition, the first gorilla to be hit by a banana explodes and loses the round. How many rounds? It doesn't say. Okay, so let's go into, oh, players 2, human versus computer versus computer. Additional notes. Let's add here that, oh my God, I'm so frustrated that this keyboard, I don't know where. How can I find? I have an idea. Virtual keyboard. So I'll know. Aha! Ah, because they are on the other side. So I have. No. Huh. I don't have these keys anywhere. I do not have these keys. Well, I'm not going to stop the streaming because of that, but it's extremely frustrating. I don't normally use this computer for coding, so what I wanted to do, additional note, let's add one more note saying, hey Greenfield, hello. Greenfield is saying hi on the comments. I'm going to say that we need to ask how many rounds at the beginning of the game. Ask user how many rounds at the beginning or before the game. Before the game starts. One more thing we need to show. It doesn't say, yeah, environment, blah, 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 but it doesn't say that it has to show the score, that it has to show the wind, physics, wind optional, blah, blah, blah. No, we're not going to make it optional. I'm going to say we need to show an arrow at the bottom of the screen with, well, representing the wind and strength. Okay. One more thing I just thought about right now is that instead of just typing all of these rules myself, I'm going to try to do something. Where was it? Ah, here. I'm going to copy the whole thing. I'm going to open a new chat and I'm going to ask Gemini to write the whole specification for me. So let's see. So let's do this. No, actually, let's go back. Let's build on the chat we already have. Where was it? No, it wasn't this one. Remembering gorillas. Okay. Can you complete that prompt that we will use to instruct an AI to build the game? You can get the whole set of rules and UI elements from the original source code for the game. I don't know if I can enter the whole thing in here or maybe it's too big for the context. Ha! Wow! It got it! it understood. I just pasted the whole source code of the game, and it gave me, yeah, it gave me a prompt with a lot of things. Ah, that's actually a good idea to add the source code, but instead I would just put the URL of the code instead of just pasting a bunch of, well, 100 lines of code in here. Yeah, for the guys in the chat, you can play the game today online. I was just playing before. You can make it full screen. Let me kill this one. Yeah, it also brings me back. It's super crazy that you can do this nowadays. I'm guessing this works. This is not emulation. That is probably JavaScript, something like that. But yeah, you can play with this. This is a complicated angle. Let's say 45 and maybe 50. See what happens. Nope. So as a reminder to the people in the chat and people joining the streaming right now, I'm building this using AI with JavaScript and a library called P5. So I'm going to reveal this thing. And I was asking Gemini, I gave it the whole source code, which is available. It's available on GitHub. I copied the whole thing and I asked Gemini to create a prompt to replicate the application, the game. And because I started writing the rules myself, and you can do that if you don't have the source code. But given that I have it, what I said is, please Gemini, create a prompt to replicate the application. The prompt should be in XML. And I use XML because I have like all the sections in here. I can later just copy this and do my modifications. And everything is like structured. So you have the UI elements on one side, you have nodes, you have the controls describing here. So it's not it's not a big paragraph for code. It has a structure, it's XML. And any AI would accept this as a prompt. So this is what I do normally. I create a mega prompt, and based on the prompt, the AI will give me the result. Now, what I need to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to destroy or override what I was doing before, because now this is way more complete. And I'm going to say that I'm going to not do this. I'm going to just replace gameplay and keep everything else. Oh, what happened? Oh man, I wish I could be doing this on my Mac. I'm so used to that. Okay, game rules. I'm going to rename these game rules to mission and mission here. We're going to do description. Oh my God. Description and description in here. So we are going to replicate a game written in QBasic with JavaScript using p5.js. So I'll put all the code. Code should be contained in a single HTML page. So we'll pull dependencies from CDNs, and that's it. So, game name gorillas, blah blah blah. We don't really need to tell it. It's and actually we'll delete this so we don't confuse the AI. Again, we're going to delete this. So it's going to be human versus computer. Objective, blah, blah, blah. So everything is in here. After providing the source code, it added all of this, like gravity value. This is the, I guess, the default. It's not keyboard input for, yeah, the inputs are manual using the keyboard, okay. It didn't add anything about an introduction, you know, when we started playing, it gave me the option to see the intro or play right away. It's not in here. Original game was written in QBasic, blah, 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 and it's easily modifiable. Okay, well, I'm not going to put the source code, but I'm going to say code URL and then provide this in case. So if it has any doubts, it can come here and just use this as a guide. But instead of code, I'm going to say code URL. Code URL. Okay, I'm happy with this. So to prove that this works, we'll go to Gemini again, but we're going to open a new chat. And I'm going to just paste the HTML. And it directly gives me the game. The first thing that I see is that it's not using the latest version of P5. I believe P5 is 1.9. something. It's using an old version. So that's already something that can be a problem. Let's see. But it didn't ask any question. It just gave me the code right away. I feel, oh, no, this is not complete. This is incomplete. And you give me the, I can either say continue. It will continue, I guess. I can all right. The code was cut off. Gemini is very good at apologies. It's not super good at our coding as of today, at least in my experience, but it's very good at making excuses. I remember the other day, it said something about, I am facepalming very hard. I had to forgive it because, I mean, that's good. That comment was so good. Okay, so again, old version of P5 is doing something with loading some PNGs that we don't have. Yeah, replace them with your, no, man. No PNGs. You have to see. That's another thing we can add to the prompt. So I'm going to add something, additional nodes. I'm going to add some additional nodes. First, I'm going to tell, I really hate Windows. Why took the screen to some other window? Here. Where am I? Here. Oh my God. I need my Mac for coding. I cannot do this with Windows. I'm going to add a few notes. First one is we are going to generate all graphics with HTML, CSS, and or P5.js. No, P5 doesn't actually create any of this. Actually, I'm going to say SVG and P5. Then the other constraint is we're not going to add any sound. Don't implement any sound. Okay, when I said we're going to replicate blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we'll pull P5 from, we'll pull dependencies from CDNs. And again, I'm going to say we won't be using any file outside the HTML other than the libraries from CDNs, just to make it absolutely clear. Okay, I'm going to save this again. Let's delete this one. For now, I'm just refining the super prompt. You know, I'm going to use this. I don't think it makes a difference, but let's try. Okay, it sounds like you want to recreate the classic QBasic game gorillas, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, it understood the thing. Huh? What's going on? Ah, well, yeah, probably because I'm using this gem for coding. Coding partner is trying to teach me how to do it. But what I want is the full source code. Thank you. Give me the full source code. And while it does that, I'm going to close the door. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry, my kid. Okay, now it's giving me the full source code. And it looks like it's complete. I don't know. My gut tells me that this is too short to be true. If it works, I don't think it works. Just by the size of it, I don't think it will work. But let's go into, we're going to just test it right now. So let's spin up a little server and open it in the browser. Okay. So there's stuff going on. Wow. I mean, these are not gorillas, but I'm impressed. I don't know whose turn is it. Is it my turn again? No. Okay. So it didn't respect the requirement to play against the machine. Oh. Okay, I mean, we have something. It's somehow working. Okay. Okay, now let's going to say, let's tell the AI, okay, it somehow looks like the game, but I'm going to give you, I am going to give you, I'm going to give you a screenshot of how it should look like. And we're going to throw in this. So thank you for the screenshot, blah, blah, blah. You know, I should put the screenshot in the XML as well, I feel. You know, now it's going lazy. It's telling me to, no. It's telling me to modify the code. No. Please give me the full code. Okay, don't worry, we're not going to stick with Gemini all the time. I'm going to use another system now. I just want to give it one more chance by giving it some visual cues. Let's try to see what this did. If I refresh the page now, oh, okay. I mean, it looks better. Still, I see no gorillas in here. If I do fire, what happens? Woo! Ah, there's something else. In here, in the mega prompt, in the notes, I'm going to add a new one. Make it responsive. That is super important. Make it responsive and full page. Now we're going to do something else. I'm going to get this prompt. I'm going to, but I deleted, damn. I know, this is, okay. This is, so I have added a few rules and notes. This is the new version. Please add a section describing how the game looks like based on the screenshot I am sharing with you. So we're going to add the screenshot in here, and we're asking Gemini to take my XML and add visual cues based on the screenshot of the game, the original game. It shouldn't be necessary. Oh, what is it doing? Give me the full XML. All right. Visual description. It shouldn't be necessary because if I gave Gemini the full source code, it should know exactly what to put on screen, but it's not doing it, is it? So we're going to replace my XML with the thing it just gave me because it includes an additional thing, which is additional notes. What is it? Visual description. Yeah, I don't know how it, something going on in here. Okay. Probably this. Oh no. Yeah. It's yeah. Score. I should just escape it, but you know, to make it more consistent, I'm going to do this. Okay. At the top corner of the screen, Liam, or the respective player name is displayed in white text. All right. So we're going to attempt again to open a new chat. And we're just going to paste the whole thing, the XML, and see what happens. And this is the last attempt. Let's see if it respects, you know, the visual cues we just gave them. We just gave the AI based on the screenshot. Although again, everything is in here. This is the source code of the whole game. It shouldn't be necessary to add a screenshot, but maybe it helps. So, okay, this looks like the whole thing. No, it is not the whole thing. The code is cut off. You see, how AI is not going to replace me anytime soon. Are you seeing this? I said that the code was cut off. It gave me a different version altogether. You know, this is different. So look at this. And then look at this. It's just different. So every time I ask, it gives me a different thing. Still cut off. Man, what's going on? It's still cut off. Oh my God, this is so frustrating. You're absolutely correct. My apologies. I am having trouble with the code getting cut off. Let's try a different approach. I'll provide the code in smaller, manageable chunks and explain each part. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Really? No. And this is also cut off. Okay. Well, Gemini, phew, you are not passing the test. Maybe there's another. Let's try one more time with Gemini Advanced. Let's give it one more chance. Last chance. Let's see. Okay. Looks like it's working. Good. So it's really trying to create a gorilla with an orange body, simple head, eyes. So far so good. Okay. Good. This looks like the whole thing, and it's quite long. So there's a chance that it works. I'm going to save this. I'm going to overwrite all of this with the new version. I don't know, it's 400 lines of code. Let's see. I'm going to the browser, refresh. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh! Ha! And here I was laughing at Gemini. Well, let's not be too excited. I have to test it first. Boom. Wow. Okay. Nuclear. It went nuclear on me. Okay. Oh, you see what happened? Can I type in here? I cannot type in here. Oh, maybe, let's see, it said, I cannot type. No, I cannot type in here. Okay, so here's when we, because, yeah, I think there's something on top of the box. Okay. So let's say, let's say 45, and instead of 50 for the strength, we're going to do 20 and then fire. What happens? Oh, okay, it threw something. The computer is not fighting back. So it didn't respect the part of the requirements where I said I have to play against the machine. But I mean, visually speaking, it looks a lot like the game. It doesn't work. It doesn't it doesn't follow any of the rules, although it has all the source code of the original game. I gave it a screenshot. It has everything, and it failed. And you see that how I had issues getting the whole source code. Now, if I go to, for example, Claude, let's try also Claude in here. Let's see what happens. If I give Claude AI the same XML, what will happen? So let's open this. Oh, by the way, I think I didn't say anywhere that I wanted to use the latest version of P5. So I'm going to add that as well. Use the latest version of P5. Okay, let's save this. Let's copy this. Let's go to Claude and see what happens. Can I give it a screenshot as well? Yes, I can. Build a game based on the XML instructions and an UI that looks like the screenshots. Let's go for it. There's a chance that it will tell me that I have consumed all the credits for today because I'm not paying for Claude. I'm paying for Gemini and Copilot, but I don't have. Oh, wait. Yeah, 1.9, that's the latest version. Good, good, good. The good thing, if it works in here, it will give me the preview right here. I don't need to copy and paste it on my local file and serve it locally. It can just work in here. I can also publish it. Okay. Yeah, I would probably run out of tokens today. I'm using the free version of Claude. Claude Sonnet. I can use, what's the free version? High-Q, something like that? Ooh. Okay. So, yeah, the UI for, first, is it responsive? Yes. Yeah, it's responsive, but as you can see, it's redrawing the whole thing every time I move the screen, every time I resize the screen. So let's say 45. I don't know what it's saying. 1 to 100. Let's say 50 and fire. Wow. Okay, I saw an explosion. It's not breaking the building. That is not good. And then I'm guessing, again, there must be something in the prompt. Is not understanding that I want to play against the computer. So the computer should fire back. I'm going to say, I don't know, 50. Okay, so everything works except these two things. Let's review the prompt. In the prompt, I'm saying players, 2 players, human against computer. Maybe there's somewhere else, maybe it's giving it an instruction that contradicts this. So screen displays the name of the players, current score for each player, blah, 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 blah. Visual description. Thank you, Greenfell. I'm getting comments. Additional notes. The game involves try and error, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just talking about who plays against whom once, and I'm saying person against the machine, against the computer. And for some reason, both Gemini and Claude, they gave me, let's see if I have some credits, some tokens. I want to move the UI to enter angle and velocity to the bottom of the screen above the score. Buildings are not breaking when a banana hits them. I should see the hole, the explosion causes. And the other thing is that player 2 should be controlled by the computer AI. Let's see. I will update the game, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so it starts again. While this happens, I'm going to, again, copy the whole thing. And I'm going to Replit. I'm going to Replit. And I'm going to paste the XML in here. And just say, start building. See what happens. While Claude is giving me version 2, Replit has started building. Well, actually, before it starts building, it will give me a plan. I have to approve the plan, and then it will start building, which is very good because it gives me a chance to see what the AI understood from my prompt. It's considering options. Okay. I don't know if they really go to the source code for this. Wow. Okay, so my first request to move the UI for entering angle and velocity, here it is. It works well. What else? Destructible buildings. Added holes array to track explosion locations. Building now shows holes where explosions occur. Holes persist throughout the round. And banana passes through existing holes, not double collisions. That is very good. And then added AI control for player 2. Let's see if that is true. 45 velocity. And I can navigate the controls with the keyboard, so it's accessible. That is very good. I'm going to say 50 and then fire. Oh, it actually leaves a hole, and the AI is firing back. Let's see if it's true that I can. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, we got a function inversion with 2 attempts. 2 attempts! You can see the difference with Gemini, can you? I mean, I don't mean to shoot any exploding banana to Gemini, but Claude is doing spectacularly better with just 2 attempts than Gemini could do, even if I gave it the source code of the original game. The screenshot still gave me a crappy version and using an old version of P5 when it told it not to. I want to keep playing. Where is the window? There is no wind. I see the score, I don't see the wind. I see that the AI is going to kill me, but yeah, the wind is missing. Aim higher and stronger. 25 maybe? 70? No. Okay, I think I'm going to lose this round. But this is very good. So I'm going to tell first. I'm going to ask, is wind implemented in this version? I can see the arrow representing the wind strength or direction. I just want to know if it's implemented. It will probably give me all the code back. Looking at the code, well, there is a wind variable and the arrow is being drawn. The scale might be too small to be noticeable. Okay, so it's, yeah, now it's giving me the, it's giving me the crap now, previous code, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't, it cannot give me probably the full code because I'm running out of tokens. But let's try. Can you give me the full code? Crossing my fingers. I understand you want to see the complete updated code. Yes, I want. Okay, meanwhile, we're going to move to, where was it? Absolutely. Yeah, we're in Replit now. So let me propose what we'll build for you. Okay. We don't want this, multiplayer support, implement custom building designs, no need for now. Add power-ups, no. Include sound effects and background music, no. Just build the initial prototype. We don't want any of the fancy stuff because I don't think it would work anyway. Oh, okay. I don't know why it created main.py, probably to be able to execute it in Replit's environment or to serve the file. What does it have? Yeah, render template. Okay, good. So first thing I see is that it's building, it's not giving it, it's not giving me the code in one single file like I instructed. It's giving me the style separately, and then I don't know if I cannot really scroll, but yeah, it has index.html, configure deployment. Can I run it in here? Okay, in theory I should be able to run it from here, but it's still working. Determining next steps. Okay, let's see what Claude did. Oh, damn. Claude response was limited as it hit the maximum length allowed at this time. Okay, well, no worries. We still have this version, which is good enough. And I actually see the wind now. Probably before it was too small to see, but here, can you see? Right here, there's an arrow. I can see it. That should be pretty straightforward to modify myself. Interesting. So, how? Only you have access, public and copy link. So, I'm going to copy this link and put it in the comments right now. So you guys can play with it. Yeah, you can play with it. You can open it. There's only one person watching right now, my friend Greenfield. If you open that, you can play. Let me know what you think. You know what would be super cool? To play online against someone. That would be extremely cool. So maybe that's next version. Yeah, that would be awesome. Being able to play against someone. Okay, so this is the bullshit that Gemini gave me. So, okay. So this is Replit's version. Let's play with it. This is exciting. Okay. Press space to start. I'm playing space. Okay. Angle. These are not gorillas. It's the first thing I can notice, but that's fine. I forgive that. Tiny detail. 45. Let's see what happens. I don't see the arrow for the wind. Oh. Nothing's happening. Can you test the game by pressing space to start, then trying, playing around, blah, blah, blah? Okay, nothing is happening. So, yeah, Greenfield, you can play with the thing I just made. Uh, so Replit gave me a good enough UI, but when I press fire, nothing happens. Okay, let's go back. So Greenfield is telling me that not firing for him. Let's see. I'm going to try to run the version that is standalone somewhere. Show content, yes. I'm testing this version. Velocity. Fire. It does fire for me. Oh, not in Safari. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's. Oh, wow. The AI almost killed me. Yes, Greenfield. Probably this game won't work on Safari. I'm using Edge because P5. I don't know the compatibility. It should work in Safari, but I don't know. Probably the part of the code that is not P5, all the selectors and everything, is not cross-browser compatible. So maybe it's super specific of Chromium because it's not using any wrapper. So for selecting nodes and stuff, it's using vanilla JavaScript. And in Chrome, it should work. Well, it's pretty good, but I don't like the fact that when you resize, it just starts again. It's like it reveals everything. But it's pretty good. You have to think this is 2 attempts. This is the second attempt. So it's pretty good. So Replit is still asking, okay, could you try the game again? Press start. Let's see if I do 45 and 45 and fire. Nothing happens. Let's do, I don't know, 19. Let's shoot up and maybe, no. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Okay, here's, at this point, when we ask for a change, it tries to fix it and it says, yeah, try now, try again. This is a rabbit hole, usually. So normally when this happens, it won't ever work. All it does is try to refactor, and most of the cases, what it does is just messing it up a bit more. So it says, I'll investigate why the firing mechanism isn't working and fix the game interaction. Okay, you do that. Let's go to Lovable. Lovable.dev. So I just created an account. I have no idea how this works. I've never used it before. I don't know if I need to buy credits or something, or tokens, whatever it's called. But I'm going to come here and just do this. Boom! And I'm going to attach the screenshot. Oh, where is the screenshot? The screenshot. Ah, it doesn't support. Where is it? Here. Ah, it does not support this format. Anyway, let's just enter this and see what happens. I have been told that Lovable is very good for UI, for front-end in general. It's not as powerful for other kinds of applications like full stack. Oh, it's using React and P5. Okay. You do that. Let's see how it works out. Okay. So Lovable is using React. I never asked for it. So I guess by default, when you say front-end stuff, it will go directly to React. Oh, something's happening. I think it's finished. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. Oh. Wow. I don't know what's going on. So the whole UI, except the form to enter angle and velocity, is not visible at all times. I can see it flickering. Okay, I don't know if that was the most correct way of explaining the problem, but I noticed from the console log that there's a maximum update. Yeah, it's trying to update. Yeah, man, maybe using React for this and hooks is not the best option. But I mean, yeah, if you do it correctly, but maybe using React for this is an overkill. It's actually an overkill. I wouldn't use React. If I were to build this game on my own, I wouldn't use React. Okay. It's refactoring. The UI is not visible. I can see the buildings or the gorillas. Another rabbit hole. Let's give it a chance. Meanwhile, let's move back and see what happened with Replit. Replit asked me 2 minutes ago, could you try the game again? Yeah, let's press start. Let's enter an angle, 45 and 50, for example. Ooh. Nope, no banana is seen. Well, nothing seems to happen. Seems to happen, visually speaking. I don't see a banana being thrown. Let's see what excuse it comes up now. For now, the clear winner is Claude. It gave me a nearly perfect version with 2 attempts. You can see here, and you can see in the comments, you can play with it. Version 204. And I couldn't finish it because I ran out of tokens, because I'm using the free version. So I have a limit on the tokens I can use. But I already have something. So if I iterate on this, I'm sure I would get something, if not perfect, nearly perfect. And I have the code right here. So I can just take this somewhere else and keep on building upon this. But the problem normally is that, yes, the AI is very good at giving me something from scratch, like the whole thing, because it has the context of what it's doing, the project is following. But whenever it needs to understand the approach that is being given to it, like, hey, here's my code. So my code is not a prompt. The code is a description, and a very detailed description of everything, including the approach, the style, everything. So if the AI has to work with that, it messes up badly most of the times. So instead of so if I copy the whole thing, let me just, can I just copy contents? Okay. If I go to Gemini, or even not Gemini, let's go to Visual Studio. Let's override this and let's go to Copilot chat and say, explain the code. What does it do? It will be probably able to explain what's happening in the game. But if I ask it to change something, like, you know, if it's when I resize the screen, the whole thing, if I refresh now. So this is working here because I brought the code from Claude and put it on my local HTML file. But the issue with this is that if I do this, it redraws the whole thing every time. So if I ask Copilot to fix it, it will mess with the code and it will break it. Let me prove it to you. There is a problem with the code whenever I resize the browser. It redraws the whole scenario. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I want to keep the same scenario, but resizing according to the screen size. So make it responsive without losing the current state, graphic UI state. So it will try to fix it. To make the game responsive without losing the current graphic UI state, when resizing the browser, you need to adjust. No, I don't need to adjust anything. You need to do it. Okay, so there's a button here to apply the changes. I don't believe it is this simple. I'm going to accept this. I'm going to save it. And I'm going to refresh the page. Let's see what happens. Are you ready? Do you want to bet anything? Okay, so far so good. Let's say if the dynamics of the game are still intact. I would say yes, because it only modified one method. But what happens if I try to resize? Oh. Okay, so it partially worked. Good. It partially worked, and now I need to tell the AI, okay, that worked, but the explosions are making holes in the buildings, and those aren't moving or resizing. When I resize the screen, I need the holes to keep where they are, just adapting size and position. Ta 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 ta. Okay, this is way more complicated. I have to give it to Copilot. It somehow did the job, but I just forgot this little detail. Okay, to ensure that the explosion holes resize correctly when the window is resized, you need to adjust their positions and sizes proportionally based on the new window dimensions. Okay. I believe in you, Copilot. You're into something. Okay. Ha. Okay, I'm going to accept both changes blindly. I'm not doing a code review. So, angle 45. Let's make a hole. See what happens. Let's make a hole. Ooh, boom. And now I'm going to resize. Oh, you see what happened? It's playing against me. Oh, if this works. No. Also, the gorillas are moving. Okay. Well, welcome to the new rabbit hole. Let's see, in the meantime, let's see what happened with Replit. Remember, we're giving it a fair chance. Okay, it's asking me to retry the game again, which I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to do exactly what it's asking me to do. I'm going to put angle 45 and then velocity 50. 50. Fire! Oh! I saw something, but and now whose turn is it? Because it should be the machine now firing back to me. 45, 50, fire! No. Okay, at this point, I'm just giving up. No, thank you. So what happened with this guy? Spinning up preview. Oh. Okay, so Lovable is still quite lost. It's not even showing the UI. I mean, it is. At some point, there's a flicker where you can see the buildings. I don't know what's this. Probably the sun. Okay. I don't see anything. Maybe the problem is React and its life cycle, and probably that's the reason life cycle messing with its component. Oh, and life cycle hooks messing with rendering. Can you create the application using vanilla JavaScript, please? If it says yes, I will, and it doesn't, I will be very happy. My camera just died. I just realized that. And I'm back. Hello. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna stretch it too much. I just wanted to give you a glance of the current state of building stuff with AI. Oh, ha! Okay, React, you were to blame for the stuff going on. Okay, I'm going to try to fire something. Build unsuccessful. Okay, I see the gorillas and the buildings, but no interaction. No interaction is not the right wording. But the UI is not responding. So see, you had an error building the app. Okay, let's give it one more chance and then we'll wrap it up. But as promised, we tried Gemini, we tried Replit, we tried Lovable, and bonus track, I gave you Claude. And Claude is the one that took us to church. Let's see what happens now. Let me fix the build error and implement the firing functionality to make the UI responsive. I'm going to, if you want to play the original game, I'm going to add it to the comments in the live section, in the live chat. Original game you can play. You can play. And I will also upload the functioning version to GitHub and put it in the comments and see if you can finish it with AI or not. So let me let me see what the problem actually is. Okay, so I think the problem is that the gorillas, when you resize the screen, the buildings resize correctly, but the gorillas do not keep their position, and the holes also are moved. So I'm going to tell that to the AI. So the holes are, oh, sorry, the holes are moving when I resize the screen, and so are the gorillas. Everything should stay in the same position, just changing size and proportions. Let's see. This using GPT-4o. I have the option to change to Claude, but you see now he's okay. So adjust gorillas. Okay, excuse me, I just left that sentence half finished, but I saw that is really adjusting the buildings, the gorillas, and is adjusting the explosion holes. Yeah, it's moving X and Y and radius as well. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. So the whole problem seems to be isolated in one single method. I'm going to accept everything and save it, and then come here and refresh. So I should be able to just okay, so you see the gorillas are still moving. So if I change to Claude, it says preview. Okay, let me fire one shot and see if it's just the gorillas or also the holes. Oh, I just killed myself. Ah, no, I think it stopped working. No, it's probably because I have a building just in front of me. Let me do this 45 and 60 and see what happens. Okay, so everything works except yeah, we're still having the same problem. So I'm going to ask again, but changing the model to Claude 3.5 3.5 Sonnet and see if that one, because it made the whole game work. So let's see if using a different model actually fixes the issue. If not, that will be the end of the streaming. It looks like it's doing a bit more than the other model did. It's adjusting a bunch of stuff. So it's adjusting the gorillas, the banana position, if it exists. I'm guessing if it's moving and you resize the window, something will happen as well. Let's see if this fixes the problem. I mean, Claude was the model that created the whole working game. It was actually the only one. So I wouldn't be surprised if Claude also fixes the problem. Okay, so way more changes than GPT-4o did. Okay, let's save the changes. Let's refresh. Let's see what happens. So 45, 50, fire! Okay, now let's resize. Oh, if it doesn't kill me first. Wow, are you seeing this? It's keeping the holes and the gorillas in the same, more or less. I mean, it's nearly perfect. This gorilla right here, and oh, the windows. So the building is fine, but the windows are not resized. But everything else is the windows. You know, the yellow squares, but everything else is working. Okay, nearly perfect. But the building windows are not being adjusted. Everything else works. Huh. Okay, so let's go back while this is thinking. Let's go back to this guy, Lovable. Okay, blah, blah, error, build unsuccessful. Oh, but there's something here. Okay, it's changing turns, as you can see. So something is going on. Is it responsive at least? Let's see. Same issue we were having with Claude, is redrawing the whole thing. I mean, you could argue that this is somehow responsive, because if you load the page on a mobile, it will work. However, if you start resizing, then it stops working. I'm guessing if you have already some application state, like if you have some score, like, I don't know, I killed the opponent twice and I have 2 points, and then I resize, it will redraw the whole thing, keeping the state, I'm guessing. But I don't know, I cannot know for sure. So what happened with our friend? Yes, we need to adjust the windows in the buildings when resizing. So it's taking the same method here, which is responsible for handle window resize. But now it's not touching, it's not touching the Gorilla's banana or Hall's logic, which is working, which is good, only touching the windows. Let's see if that fixes the issue. At this point, I believe it will. Okay, so Claude, you're winning. You know, I read these days on X a lot of people saying that, yeah, GPT, the expensive option, $200 a month, and Gemini, the new model, DeepSeek, yeah, they're super cool and super powerful. But when it comes to coding, only Claude is, is closer to what we could call a perfect, like it does the code. It works without falling into a rabbit hole of modifications and asking again and again and again. Can you try again? Can you try again? Okay. All right. Moment of truth. I'm going to resize. People from Microsoft, can you see how hard it is to get the mouse in the exact position? That is not cool. Oh, the windows are resizing. It's working. This is the final perfect version. I mean, I would add like super small details like putting a background to the score and making it thicker so I can see it. But other than that, this is a pretty functional version. I'm going to play now. The coding part of the stream is over, guys. I'm just playing against the machine. Although this is a very difficult one because let's see if I can get the right angle. Maybe 35, 80. Do you remember this? Are you this old? Oh, I didn't see if something happened with the face when the banana went close to the sun, if it changed the face. Curiosity is killing me. Let me copy this and or refresh this one. No, the face of the sun is always the same. Okay. All right. So we said 35 was a good one. I just need more strength. Maybe 70. Let's go for it. Ooh, no. Higher. We need to go higher. Let's do 30 and 80. I don't know if it's actually respecting the angle. If I do something like 50 and 100, what happens? 15. I think it's always firing in the same direction. If I say 90 and 100, no, yeah, it's working, and now it's going to fall on top of me. It didn't kill me by, I don't know, that was a miracle. Okay. So what would be a right value? Let's see what happens. Okay, I just need more strength, but I'm onto something with that one. We said 60 and I don't know, 80? Pooh. No, stronger. So 60 and 90. A bit more. But 100 is like, in theory, the maximum is 100. So I cannot shoot stronger than this, in theory. Let's change the angle. Let's do 65, 100. Oh, it says 65 while I was typing 66. Haha. I just want to hit it once before I end the streaming. Sorry, guys. You're free to go. No, I'm shooting. Should be 55. No. So let's try with 55, 100. Ha! There you go. Okay. Moment of truth. That's when I hit it. Boom. Okay, so the score changed. I didn't see the gorilla exploding, but it changed the whole UI, started again. So I consider myself satisfied. So what was the successful combo? I started here in Claude, and then whatever wasn't working, I asked for 3 modifications. The first 2 modifications, the first one, I did it with GPT-4o. It didn't work. And then I changed to Sonnet, Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is the same model I used in the website to give me the working code. And it was able to modify the code to my instructions and now make it fully working. So, Lovable, it failed. Replit, it failed. I mean, to be fair, this is not. I mean, probably Lovable and Replit are good for applications, like with more normal interfaces, not like heavy graphic interfaces, like I don't know, maybe some buttons and accordions and menus and stuff. But at the moment you have to build something that has a lot of heavy logic, then probably they struggle a bit more. So maybe it's not fair to compare the situations. I will give it another shot with like more normal applications, like I don't know, just normal interface with like standard components like text boxes and input boxes and accordions and menus and so on. But yeah, I'm very surprised that I was able to achieve this level of adherence by using Claude. And I'm very disappointed with Gemini, to be honest, because it gave me incomplete code, it gave me non-working code. So Claude is the winner of the day. And with this, I'm saying goodbye. I have family coming over. So, and I want to finish this coffee. It should be super cold by now, but anyway, I'll have it. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. It helps my channel grow. I will do more videos like this if you give me some feedback. If not, I will still do them, but I will be at least a bit less happy. So yeah, have a nice one, and I'll see you very soon. Au revoir.